It absolutely blows my mind that you think that you can't manifest your specific person. They're literally waiting for you in your reality. And today is actually a perfect day to use one of Neville Goddard's ideas. I guess you could call it a technique, but his metaphors for today, for Easter. So happy Easter if you are celebrating, but it has a true and massive significance as to your manifestation. And again, it blows my mind that you think as if you can't manifest them. So remember, and this is the way Neville Goddard would talk about it, he would discuss manifestation as being like a resurrection. Like you need to die to your old self. And what happened on Easter, and again, Neville Goddard would say it's a metaphor, so whether it is, whether it isn't, we can use this to manifest our specific person. So at Easter, Jesus was reborn, right? Passed away or was crucified and then was reborn. But this is exactly what we're doing when it comes to our specific person, because we need to completely die to that old self. And I know the word death or dying sounds pretty bad, but that's actually why it's so hard to move out of that single state. But you and your specific person need to completely move on or change, no longer be the versions of them that you were before. Because in order to see a change in our reality, we need to have a change. So a change in our thoughts, a change in our beliefs, a change in our actions. When you change and become someone acting from an entirely different state, you get entirely different results. And so that's how you're going to manifest your specific person. So take a moment just right now and ask yourself, what is it that you're doing that keeps you in this single state? What are those thoughts? What are those beliefs? And what are those actions? Because today can be the day and you can manifest right here, right now, and see a massive shift in your reality just by asking yourself that question, finding it, and then aligning it with what you do want. Because today then, you can wake up, you can watch this video, you can act as a totally different individual this whole day and from here on out. So use this day as a resurrecting idea to completely begin anew. All of your thoughts are different. All of your beliefs are different. All of your actions are different. And all of them align with the state that you want. And I know you might be asking, okay, Kyle, that sounds all easy, but why don't we just automatically do this? What is actually the reason that we feel connected? And it's because we are connected to our ego of who we feel we are, which is a good thing. And I think I've talked about this in other videos, but our ego is here to kind of keep us safe, right? If you've done the same thing over and over again, felt single, felt in this state with your specific person, and you didn't necessarily have anything really detrimental or bad happen to you, your ego thinks, why would we change that? We're safe here. We're not in mortal danger, right? So your mind and body always want to keep you in the same state. But it's our connection to ourself that's going to keep us there basically permanently. At some point, we have to disconnect and let go of who we feel or who we think we are into basically to move into the new. So think about I'll throw another Neville Goddard idea at you. So, and this is one I always like to talk about anytime people fear that things in their reality are not moving towards the way they want, or they feel as if they have to make a giant leap away from it. Remember, Neville Goddard, when he was manifesting to become this speaker, right? He worked at a retail store. He worked at like Macy's or JCPenney. I think actually both of those or one of those. And when he was manifesting to change, the next day he goes into work and he's fired. They said, you're fired. Neville, we don't need you anymore. That's that. And initially, obviously, your mind would start to freak out, right? Because you're connected to this previous state. Neville would be connected to this idea of being safe, being here, right? And our mind wants to keep us this way. But Neville, obviously being Neville, thought, this is not bad. This is actually really good. Because how could I be in my perfect career lecturing, spreading love, spreading positivity if I was working at Macy's, right? So when we think about it that way, it's only the negativity or the negative feeling only comes from a connection to that past self. The connection to feel as if Neville would be like, I am someone who works at Macy's. That way of being is being challenged. But in order to move into the new, that version of himself has to die, right? Because if we looked at Neville, if we brought Neville here, right here and right now, and asked him, okay, where's the version of you that worked at Macy's? He would say, not here. It's gone. It's vanished. It doesn't have a burial site, but this version of me is completely dead. In the same way that Neville uses the example of like a smoker in this way, or talks about it in this way as well. Because the death of self has to do with, if you ask a smoker who is just quitting smoking, and you ask them, hey, do you want a cigarette? And they would say, no, no, I can't. Or no, I don't smoke, right? They would say, no, I don't smoke. And that would be their answer. But over time, when this became a way of being, because at that time, obviously, it'd be hard for them to kind of change this assumption. Over time, they would be asked, and what would be their answer instead? Instead, they would say, no, no thank you, if they're offered that. No thank you, I'm not a smoker. Okay, I am not a smoker. Not, I don't smoke. I am not a smoker. So when people ask you as well for in your reality, and again, you don't have to, you can keep your manifestation a secret. That's what Neville Goddard did, as like, kind of if we're on this Neville Goddard train. When people ask you, are you single? Are you in a relationship? That's going to tell you, your answer to that question is going to tell you exactly what you are thinking and feeling and within. And remember though, today is the day. Today is the day. And again, I've said this already, but it blows my mind that you think that you can't manifest your specific person. Absolutely wild, absolutely bizarre. It makes no sense. Just look at you. You're perfect. You're amazing. You're abundant. Everything is perfect. The fact that you feel like you can't is wild. So take this, exactly what I'm saying, ingrain it within your mind. Right now, today is the day we are passing away to the old self. The version RIP, it's like that video, RIP to the previous single versions of ourselves. They're gone. I'm sorry, but if you wanted to remain single, that version of you is gone. It's gone forever, because now you are the version of you that has the perfect relationship. The version of you that's gets exactly what they want. The version of you that always has something positive and abundant to say and think about. The version of you that never gets offended or triggered or spirals. That's the version of you living right here and right now. This video, treat it like a portal moving into that, because it really is all within our mind. Again, the only thing, and I mean the only thing keeping us from moving into that state right now is this attachment to the past self. But remember, if we do not try, and I was actually talking about this in an email today, when we feel or have this fear of like rejection or failure, it doesn't make sense when we think about it at a logical perspective. Think about the concept of failing or having the fear of failure and not trying as a result of that. Well, by not trying, we've literally guaranteed our failure. So literally by the fear of failing at our specific person manifestation, or you could do for anything else, and not trying, we've thus guaranteed our failure, right? Because you remaining in the same state, again, not changing, not feeling any internal shift, you can't receive anything different. We must change to receive something or to change outside of us. Our reality is a mirror. And so I want you to think about this. So your fear of failure, your fear of rejection, again, in my own mind right now, it's like opening up this whole spectrum of you literally, by not trying, by saying you can't do it, you are literally guaranteeing your own failure. So it makes no sense. Even at a logical level, that doesn't make sense. And so by a product of this thinking, then by trying and never stopping, you must have a 100% success. But it was kind of something that I was thinking about, and it's funny that today, and it works with today being Easter and this idea of like resurrection. But a lot of people have this. We all, at some point or another, have this fear of failure or rejection, or we always have this sense of self, right? Of who we feel we are. And we want to maintain that, because if every single thought automatically came into existence, that would be pretty chaotic, right? So your mind actually having this sense of self is not bad, because then when you have this sense of self that is you're in a relationship, your mind and body are going to want to stay there too. And it's going to be harder to escape that. But this is the day, again, we are switching out, we are changing. Again, be this Jesus character where you are passing away to your old state and giving life to this new version of yourself. You can do this. You can live this. This is your day. Go out. If you're celebrating Easter, doing anything, go out and act as if you already have it. Feel, talk, think as if you are someone who always gets what they want. And if you can't feel it right now, know that it's coming, because that's the second best option. Because when we think about something in the future, it feels as if we're experiencing it right here and right now. So think that, feel that, live that. Put it into a state of being. You are now, this video is this turning point where you are now this version of yourself that lives and breathes you receiving the love from your specific person that you've always wanted, you've always desired, right here and right now. Okay, can you do this for me? If you know for a fact that this is you, this is a portal, this is your creation, you're done with this single state and you're moving into a new relationship state, you know what to do. Again, thank you so much for stopping by today. Hopefully, again, if you are celebrating Easter, you have an absolutely amazing day. If you're not, have an amazing day as well. Treat this day like this resurrection. Again, it doesn't matter if it's happened or not, because Neville Goddard, even his book 5 Lessons, talks about using the Bible as a metaphor. So either way, today is a metaphor and a resemblance for resurrecting and becoming someone new. So this is something that you can absolutely do. If you did have any questions on this, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. Remember, you can also reach out to me on my website at kyleaugustcoaching.com. Thank you so much for stopping by today and hanging out with me, and I can't wait to see you in my next video tomorrow.